This is your host, LA from LA Show. And of course, we're going to get into topics in the black community. Plus, we're going to have black talent and business promotions. So please like, share, and comment your thoughts. Also, subscribe to the channel for more stories in our community. Thanks.
It's Lexi.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to LA Show. And today we're going to talk about some things that's going on. So buckle up and let's talk. Looks like Phoenix Police Department has a $10 million lawsuit right now because of a 22-year-old man, Dravon Ames, and his pregnant fiance, Iesha Harper, along with their two young children, ages 1 and 4, were terrorized by the Phoenix Police Department in a apartment complex parking lot. So it looks like the incident took place on May 27th. Allegedly, the police got a call from Dollar General stating that there was a shoplifting in progress. Police pulled up to the scene and they proceeded to terrorize. As we all know how this situation goes. What I mean by terrorize, I mean pull out their guns on unarmed black people. But you guys, you knew that because you're smart. If you watch my channel, you're smart and you know how to read between the lines. So, this was published June 16th, and this is the New York Times. The mayor of Phoenix apologized on Saturday after videos showed that police officers in the city who had been responding to a report of shoplifting had drawn their weapons, shouted expletives, and threatened to shoot a man in the face in front of his young children. The mayor, Kate Gallego, said in a statement that she was sick over what she had seen in those videos. It was completely inappropriate and clearly unprofessional, she said. There is no situation in which this behavior is ever close to acceptable. As a mother myself, seeing these children placed in such a terrifying situation is beyond upsetting. That was a very deep statement. I like that, Mayor. The episode has drawn widespread attention as police encounters with civilians have faced heightened scrutiny, which is increasingly augmented by videos captured by bystanders on cell phones or by officers' body cameras. Dravon Ames and Iesha Harper of Phoenix, the couple seen in the videos, said officers had violated their civil rights and engaged in brutality during the episode, according to a notice of claim, a precursor to lawsuit that the lawyer sent to the city. The lawyer Thomas C. Horn, a former Arizona State Attorney General, said the officers' actions had been traumatic and utterly unjustified. Now, this is something that we see going on and going on and going on. And I'm really glad that not only the lawyer, of course, is going to make his statement, but I'm really glad how I'm really proud of the mayor making this public statement and making this transparent. A day before the mayor released her statement, the Phoenix Police Chief, Jerry Williams, posted a video to the police department's Facebook page saying she had been disturbed by the language and actions of our officer. I do want you to know that I expect our employees to maintain their professionalism and proper training at all times, but you know that you can't check that all the time. You know that that's something that you really wouldn't be able to check on all the time. There's hundreds of police officers that are out there beating the streets of certain neighborhoods. You don't know what they're doing all the time. Chief Williams, who asked that the officers be taken off the streets and placed on desk duty. So these are the type of people with that type of mind. You can't change somebody's mindset on how they react to certain things. That should have been tested a long time ago when that officer signed up for the police academy and got his psych evaluation. Now, clearly that psych evaluation should, in most cases, show anger issues or volatile behaviors. But I don't know. We don't know what type of mental evaluations they are performing on these people who we put guns in the hands of and expect for them to go out here and act like little saints. My bad, y'all, got lost. I do want you to know that I expect our employees to maintain blah, blah, blah. The Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, the union that represents officers, did not respond to emails on Sunday. Of course not, because they know that that officer messed up. No charges were filed in connection with the episode, which started at a Family Dollar store. What preceded the events is in dispute. Neither side could even agree on when it happened. The notice of claim said it had been May 29th, and the officer said it was May 27th. So that's weird that they can't come up with a conclusive date on when the incident took place. 2 videos of the encounter show officers yelling, shouting expletives. They tell Mr. Ames to get his hands up. An officer can be heard saying that he's going to put a cap in Mr. Ames' head. As Mr. Ames exits the vehicle, an officer presses him against the pavement and handcuffs him, then pushes him against a police vehicle. The footage shows another officer pointing a firearm toward the car as the couple's 4- and 4-year-old daughter exits the car from the back seat, followed by Miss Harper, who is carrying their 1-year-old daughter in her arm. An officer yells at her to put the child on the ground. And then grabs her arm. Now, was that an armed robbery? Did these people have guns and ram vehicles? Did they do that? So what makes you think that I'm just going to believe a narrative given by the news when stuff like this pops out? The police department said on Facebook that the episode had begun after a store manager had alerted an officer to a possible shoplifting occurrence and had said that those being sought were getting into a vehicle. The department said officers had found the couple's car a mile away from the store. The department said Mr. Ames had admitted he had stolen a package of underwear that he had thrown out of the car window and had said that he was also driving with a suspended license. Mr. Horn disputed the police account and said officers had been alerted by an anonymous alleged witness that the couple had been shoplifting and had followed them to an apartment complex without their patrol car sirens on. The notice of claim said the couple had not realized until they were back at their car that their 4-year-old daughter had walked out the store with the doll. The couple had then been driving to a babysitter's home when a police car pulled in behind them. According to the notice, once the couple was in the parking lot, an officer had walked up to the driver's side with a gun drawn. Mr. Horn wrote, adding that the officer then opened the door and began to shout at Mr. Ames. A second officer pointed a gun at Miss Harper, who had been sitting in the back seat on the driver's side and who was pregnant, which was obvious from her appearance, Mr. Horn wrote. The door to the car was malfunctioning and the couple could not get out the car, the notice said. The officer walked around the car with his gun drawn and dragged Miss Harper and her daughters out of the car by the neck, according to the notice. The store did not press charges, Mr. Horn said. An employee at the store declined to comment on Sunday and said a manager was unavailable. Mr. Horn and Mr. Ames had denied telling the police officers that he had stolen a pack of underwear. The mayor said that she was calling for a community meeting on June 18th in which the police chief was expected to answer questions from the public. So this is a very unfortunate situation. Of course, we know that things like this happen all too regularly in our community. The guns being automatically drawn on two individuals that clearly look harmless, that didn't have weapons, that were clearly not violent. That part right there alone should have gotten these officers terminated. I don't know what the city of Phoenix is waiting on. I don't know why they're still on payroll. But things like that don't change. People like that, oh, it's thundering. People like that don't change. So you can't change their mindset. They should not be back out patrolling the streets around children, around women. It's just not fair to the community. So tell me what you guys think about this situation, and check out the video on this. I hate to say it, but you know, things like this aren't going to change unless we do tax them. Tax these people. Anytime as you as a fellow black person see anybody getting pulled over and it looks like it's getting out of control, whip out your cell phones. Do your brother or sister a favor. Stand away from the police. Don't get in their way. Don't even say anything to them, and just record. That's what we have to do. So I will see you guys again. Thanks. Also, wait a minute before I go. I want you guys to go follow me on @LAShow_, Twitter and Instagram. Go like the Young LA page on Facebook. And also check me out on www.fidelcashflowva.com. And that is a place where we just do whatever we want to do. So once again, thank you. And subscribe to my channel.
Get out the fucking car! Get out the fucking car right now! Get your fucking hands up! Get your fucking hands up! Get your hands up! Get your fucking hands up! You fucking sick, man. Get him out! Police?
Yeah.
It doesn't open. I promise it doesn't open. You're gonna fucking get shot! Get your fucking hands up! Get out the fucking car! Get out the fucking car right now! Yes, get out now! Get out the fucking car! You fucking hear it?
Recording.